What if the brightest place on Earth wasn't bright enough? What if even Times Square, the city that never sleeps, the crossroads of the world, needed one more light to remind people why they stop and look up? Because this January, something extraordinary happened. In the middle of New York City, between towering skyscrapers, above streets where millions of lives pass each other without ever meeting, one name appeared. Jin. Not whispered, not hidden, but glowing, bold and unmistakable on one of the most iconic billboards in the world. And this moment didn't begin in New York. It began quietly, somewhere far away, with a single click, then another, then millions more. Over 10,686,155 votes. That's how Jin claimed first place in the December popularity poll on the global fandom platform DuckAd. But those numbers aren't just statistics. They represent people, time zones apart, choosing the same name again and again, choosing presence, choosing loyalty, choosing him. What makes this moment truly powerful is who created it. The Times Square billboard that lit up on January 17th wasn't designed by a luxury brand or funded by a corporation. It was made by fans. Fans who believed that admiration should be visible. Fans who understood that love, when shared collectively, can reshape landmarks. Fans who turned support into something the entire world could see. Imagine standing in Times Square that night. The screens are flashing, the city is moving, and suddenly Jin's image rises above the noise, calm, confident, radiant. For a brief moment, strangers stop walking, phones come out, people look up, and even if they don't know his story yet, they feel that something important is happening. But this story doesn't stay in New York. Thousands of miles away, in Seoul, Jin's presence unfolds in a way that feels almost cinematic. For an entire month, Gangnam Central City Megabox transforms into something more than a movie theater. It becomes a space dedicated to him. From the Brand Hall lobby to the main entrance. From the family shopping mall pathways to the ticket booths and concession stands. Even in the cafeteria, where people pause between their busy days, Jin is there. Before the lights dim in Theater 102, his video appears on the big screen. Fan-made clips play on reservation monitors. His image prints directly onto tickets, small, tangible keepsakes people carry home. It feels personal, intentional, almost like the building itself is telling his story. And the city continues to echo his name. From January 15 to February 12th, video advertisements run at Hapjeong Station, one of Seoul's busiest subway hubs. Morning commuters see him. Late-night travelers see him. People rushing, people waiting, people lost in thought, all briefly share the same image. This is what enduring presence looks like. Not loud, not forced, but everywhere. And while these moments unfold across cities and screens, Jin's solo career continues to rise with remarkable steadiness. In January 2026, he appears on the cover of Japanese fashion magazine Spur. The response is immediate. He ranks first on Amazon Japan. The issue sells out in Korea. Copies disappear as fast as they arrive. Then comes Marie Claire. 7 pre-ordered items. 7 bestsellers. Not one, not some. All of them. Each cover, each photo shoot, each release becomes a quiet confirmation that his influence doesn't depend on trends. It creates them. And then, something deeply emotional arrives. On December 27th, 2025, Run Seoke Jin at Tour the Movie is released worldwide. A film capturing the fan concert held in Goyang the previous June, a night filled with voices, lights, and shared emotion. In Korea, exclusive screenings begin at CGV on December 31st. Almost immediately, social media fills with proof shots, reviews, and messages that feel less like critiques and more like thank you letters. Because this film isn't just about music. It's about memory. About being there, or wishing you were. About preserving a moment where artists and fans stood face to face, connected by something that words can't fully explain. So when Jin lights up Times Square, it's not just a billboard. It's the visible result of years of trust, of consistency, of showing up again and again, quietly, sincerely, without spectacle. From global landmarks to subway stations, from fashion covers to concert screens, from millions of votes to a single shared feeling, Jin isn't chasing attention. Attention is finding him. And the most emotional part? This isn't a finale, it's a chapter still being written.